What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at what has happened with house prices when it comes to Brampton, Mississauga, Caledon, and Vaughan. We have heard rumors that rates are projected to actually increase on October the 25th. However, we are kind of hearing some different news now where rates might actually remain the same. You've got bond markets which are going through the roof, meaning interest rates are going to go up anyways, which is now going to have a net result on what is happening with house prices. And we also provide a lot of mortgage services. The struggle for us as agents is that you really need to have clients that truly qualify, and the qualification for a mortgage in today's time is far more difficult than what it was the past few years. So let's take a look and see exactly what has happened in these cities and see whether or not prices have continued to decline from last month or if we've seen a little bit of a rebound.
1, 2, 3, 4.
In this first segment, I wanted to go over what has happened in properties when it comes to Vaughan, Ontario. In one of my previous videos, which I'll mark right over here, you can actually see what is happening with house prices when it comes to luxury listings. I'm not talking about large estates necessarily, but even the subdivision homes, which are 2 million plus, and you can see how they're very overpriced. And agents are now having to correct that pricing because they're not getting the traction that they want. And sellers actually want to get out because you can actually see what they bought it for, more than likely being affected by what the interest rates are today, and saying we need to get this sold ASAP because they can't hold on. I think this is the beginning of what many economists have been saying when it comes to renewals and affordability, is that people are just basically selling at loss or pretty much whatever they bought it for, just so that they have enough to perhaps preserve whatever down payment that they actually had made originally and buy another smaller home until things get better and maybe they'll be moving on up again. So let's take a look at what happened in Vaughan, Ontario, and let's see exactly each dwelling type and figure out where those prices lie. If you take a look at this chart here, Vaughan, Ontario for last month was actually 1.239. We are now at 1.217. Now these are the median prices. I prefer to use median prices versus average prices. TREB, which is the Toronto Real Estate Board, uses average prices. So in some stats, when we have a lot more data in a certain area, we'll use the average price. But what median prices allow us to do is take away the noise from the very bottom end and the very top end, and basically fixate ourselves on what is happening in the bulk of the market itself. Again, prices have actually declined to 1.217, and you can obviously see here too, if you look at the peaks of February, you can see where we've come right back down. There was a lot of traction that we did make up to about June, and now you can see prices have slid and may continue to slide. Let's take a further look and see exactly what has happened when it comes to each dwelling type. In this detached segment, you can see that home prices were actually at 1.565 last month, and we shot up to 1.721. So numbers have actually gone up from last month when it comes to the detached market segment. Now, if you look at freehold towns, they were at 1.142 and they're slightly up now to 1.167. Again, some good news, that market has actually increased a little bit. So you can see that the buyers are coming into the market. Finally, in Vaughan, you've got condo apartments. Last month we were at 650,000. Now we're at 690,000. So that's pretty much shot up pretty aggressively. And you can see that the number of days on market has actually gone up slightly compared to last month. Moving on to Caledon, Ontario, if you look here, for all property types in Caledon, properties last month was 1.182. Now look at the price here, it's at 1.315. Now if we go into the detached segment, it was 1.475, but now detached homes are actually at 1.359. And one thing I have noticed is Caledon's detached market has actually been hit quite badly. And you can see just by those numbers there that it has been affected. If you are in the market and Caledon is an area that you might be interested in, It actually isn't a bad idea to consider the home values there compared to other cities. You'll see Caledon home prices are much lower than when it comes to the large acreage properties compared to King, Ontario. The Caledon home prices have remained low. And even when it comes to subdivision homes, if you compare those to Vaughan, Caledon home prices, which may have the same size square footage, same size lots, are about $200,000 to $300,000 below what they're selling for in Kleinburg, Vaughan. Now let's move on to what's happened in the city of Mississauga. And in Mississauga, we've got the median price now at $948,000. Last month we were at $930,000. So again, a slight uptick in house prices there for all property types. But now let's take a look at what happened in each segment. In Mississauga, the detached market segment now is median price is now 1.335. Last month we were at 1.347. Prices have come down just a smidge when it comes to detached market. Now the semi-detached market in Mississauga, median price is now $1,070,000 versus $1,047,000, and that is actually up. I highly encourage you to pause the video where you see a chart that is for your particular dwelling type and city, and take a look at these charts because there's a lot of information on these charts. I'm not going so in depth as to what is happening with days on market and where the trends are for house prices, but it's good to sort of point out and see. You might be able to determine that this might be a great time to actually sell or buy, all depending on your own personal case. Condo townhomes in the city of Mississauga have remained flat. We are at 820,000 versus 821,000 from last month. And condo apartments in Mississauga, median price now is 620. Last month we were at 600,000. So again, a small uptick there. Now, it's surprising to see that there is an uptick because I was really expecting to see that numbers were going to decline because it looked like a sure bet that rates were going to be going up, and that I thought was going to constrict the market. But again, you can never sort of determine what direction the market is going to go in. Let's move on to Brampton, Ontario. If you look at Brampton, the median price of all property types is now $990,000. Last month we were at $938,500. So, pretty steep increase there. So if you look at the chart of what direction house prices have gone in Brampton, you would see that from January of 2023, it was moving in a very nice direction upward up until about May. And then if you look at June to August, it gave back pretty much all those gains and came back flat. And you can probably see that over here in this chart where we were at. Here's January. There's a nice uptick there, and has pretty much given it all back and has come back down to the same price as the beginning of the year. Let's move on into what's happened in the detached market segment. Detached market is now 1.150. Last month we were at 1.111. Semi-detached we were at 951,000. Last month we were at 926,000. So that has actually increased. And you have freehold towns in Brampton at 867,500 now. That's the median price. And last month we were at 883. So there's been a little bit of a reduction in the median price there. Now, one of the areas that I am a very big advocate of is King, Ontario. Is the most expensive area to buy real estate throughout all of Ontario. Now, obviously, it's not per square foot and everything else, but just based on real estate. And unfortunately, land is also real estate. Median price now in King is about $2 million. Last month, it was 1.645. So you can see pretty much all homes in are detached homes. So we'll just take a look there. The detached market was actually 2.212. And last month we were at 1950. If you have any questions about real estate or mortgages, feel free to contact me via my Calendly link. We can have a discussion about anything that is bothering you when it comes to real estate or mortgages to see whether it's the right time. You want to get a home evaluation. You want to see the value of your particular neighborhood and what direction that might be going into. Feel free to give me a call. There is no cost, and I definitely don't mind helping you out with any questions you may have. All I ask from you guys is to please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you find this video of any value, share the video to others that may also find value in it. they might be looking to buy or sell. They may need this information to help them make a decision. See you on the next one.